Have you ever tried on two outfits that look almost identical, but one just feels right while the other doesn't? One makes you feel confident about yourself while the other just makes you feel sad and overwhelmed. That's not a coincidence, guys, and it's what I like to call pattern psychology, the subtle science of how fit, proportion, and design lines affect not only how a garment looks, but how it makes us feel. And today we are going to explore exactly why that happens and how you can use these ideas to make your own designs feel just right for you and anybody else that wears your garments. Pattern psychology is all about understanding how the shapes we cut, even by a few millimeters, change how a garment interacts with the body, the eye, and even our confidence. It's not just about making something look good visually, but about designing garments that feel natural, balanced, and empowering. Because great pattern cutters don't just shape fabric into form, they also shape the experience of the people wearing their garments. Now let's break all of this down into three main ideas, which I like to call the three pillars of pattern psychology. And they include fit harmony, proportion and visual balance, and emotional design lines. Now let's start with the first one, which is fit harmony. This talks about how you feel when a garment follows the body's natural lines and curves. That is, the garment is not too tight, not too loose, but just feels very balanced on the body. I mean, you don't even have to think about it because your body just like relaxes into the garments. So fit harmony is that invincible sense of comfort and effortlessness that tells you, yes, this was made for me. You can breathe easily. You feel empowered, like you can take over the world. It's why brides sometimes shed tears of joy and happiness when they go to fit their wedding dress and everything just feels right. And that is exactly what fit harmony encompasses. Second point is proportion and visual balance. And this talks about how where you place your waistline, your darts, or even your hemlines completely changes how tall, balanced, or nicely shaped the wearer appears. Move a line up or down by just a few centimeters and the entire perception of the body changes. For example, if you make the choice of placing a waistline too low on a garment, this could affect the body perception of someone like a plus size figure, because there's a tendency that that low waistline could make their stomach appear larger than normal or even split it right into two at the middle. This is why professional designers are obsessed with proportion, because it's not just about visual design, it's pattern psychology at work. Third point is emotional design lines. This talks about how the lines we draft on our patterns and essentially our garments make us feel emotionally. Curved seam lines feel soft and romantic. Straight lines feel structured and powerful. And even the angle of a dart can communicate something emotional to the wearer. So guys, every seam you draw tells its story. It tells the body how to move and informs the eye on how to feel, because every seam is a statement. So how can you use these ideas as a designer or pattern maker? Start noticing how pattern choices influence mood. Think of all the designs you see online and notice how a gently curved princess seam might feel graceful and feminine, how a sharp shoulder line might feel strong and modern, and even how the amount of ease you build into your pattern can change whether something feels relaxed on the body or restrained. And when you start seeing patterns this way, you move beyond just making clothes and start designing experiences. This is why I get very emotional when I'm designing. I think about how I want my pieces to look on the body of the wearer and what every line I'm drafting should communicate. And the first time I started paying attention to these details was when I realized design isn't just visual, it's emotional. So I stopped designing just for looks and started designing for feeling and experiences. And that's when my garments began to truly connect with people. Because anyone can sew a garment, but understanding why something feels right, that's what turns you into a designer. So if you would like to start applying these principles the right way, make sure you've downloaded my free pattern drafting essentials checklist. It will help you make sure you've got the right tools, measurements, and mindset before you start experimenting with design psychology. The link to that is right below in the description box. And if you would like to take things further, draft your own perfectly fitting blocks and truly understand fit and form, my private pattern drafting course will guide you step by step through it. Because when you master structure, you can design with emotion. And that's the real secret behind garments that just feel right. The link to my private course is right above at the top of your screen. And that's where we end it for today, guys. Hit like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.